We will see what YFP can put here. Will they be able to bring us to that decider of Pearl? It's going to be a close one. We get into Sunset, or we get into Lotus here.
And I mean, a great start, right? A good old A brawl, right? A little bit faked, I think, off of Melia this round, actually. Toxic Screen kind of, you know, disparage how many players there are. I think the whole plan there was to, like, bait the players, bait the utility, and then have them go C or B.
Yeah.
But the fact that there was nobody fighting forward for Ghost set off some red flags. Causes some hesitation, some confusion out of YFP, where they're like, maybe we should put Spike towards A?
I'm out of here.
Yeah. Traditional ding-dong ditch over towards A. Oh my god, Corrupt gets Vanitas there. The quick peek out during the strat over towards the B side, and now they're going to try to push Bunny Bee right into that tree. They know they have one kind of stocked off to the right, and this might be Baby Door all the way to B. Yep, bye-bye. Now
I mean, you already got past the Vice too.
Corrupt is lurky now. Oh, not anymore.
Yeah, you had to call them out. But all in all, I mean, okay.
Planted.
It's looking good. Melia has gone on a world tour, still alive, still trying to cause some chaos. The backstab. They said, you should get my lurk player. I'm going to take you out as well, stairs, or at least bait you to follow me. Buy some time. And I like this. They're multi-pronged pressuring outwards and finding chip damage, finding kills off of it.
Paranoia comes through, attack on two fronts. They will be able to get into the site just outside of range. Miara goes down, but Kataris is able to get a trade on this one as they try and defend from the waterfall side. They're just diving into the pit. Wait a minute! It's chaos in here, and the knife comes out from Kataris. The triple kill. The defuse is there from half, and Ghost put a statement on the first round.
I mean, I was praising YFP for how they were playing it, but you spread yourselves a little thin, and you open the door wide open for a Kataris clip like that. It's always fun when a knife comes out of the mix, especially on a pistol round where desperation, lack of bullets, runs rampant. And I mean, the fact that what would have been a nice shift, a nice momentum change after the way you lost map 1, it still comes out with a Ghost pistol round.
Yeah. Katara spreading people real thin with a butter knife over there. Crazy stuff. Here with an Outlaw. Ooh, just under the elbow, but the second one's going to reach the funny bone of Malia. They go down, and it is now a push forward. Still looks like orb control is kind of a priority now with that happening. Always was. We're just making sure these later rounds have a bigger impact sooner. They're going to hang out. Just play with the door a little bit and see if they can get Ghost to shuffle around.
Yeah, I mean, you got what you came for. You're not going to peek out for more. And then my concern here is that, okay, you think there's an Outlaw with Aerial on C. Maybe don't want to challenge it again unless you're Scary Shark, but they also forced up Outlaw. But if you go A here, guess what? Vanitas also has an Outlaw, right? Which is exactly what Misu looks like she's going to be trying, which, if that toxic screen doesn't get triggered, we're going to kiss this life goodbye.
Safe for now.
On fake.
Attacks on all fronts here. YFP's just kind of saying, what can we figure out before we hit? Run the run the clock down to a pressure cooker moment, and then just hit when the timer is down to the last few seconds here.
Yeah.
And they're going to get the soft side.
30 seconds left.
They might be able to overwhelm.
I don't know. I think Vanitas hits 1 or 2 here. At least the one. Going back for seconds off the jump peak. Yep. Oh, but we said it's Scary Shark. Forced up. Own Outlaw here. Oh, the fails.
You got to try for it. It's always the attempt. Yeah, they're going to get this pressure plant down. That's going to miss.
It missed.
Spike planted.
They're going to try to TP out here. Very low HP. A quick right click actually does quite a bit of damage to the Bunny Bee. They're trying to trade it back and forth. Misu gets another one. You got to be kidding me on this round. 2 Outlaws now face Aerial, and it's only 25 HP.
Oh, it's all 3 Outlaws. Standoff.
There's only room for 1 Outlaw.
Yeah. I mean,
well, I guess
maybe
2 if they win.
Oh,
there you go.
The crossfire was perfect as well. YFP tie us 1-1. Really off the ropes of the right click classics in the smoke back sight, you know?
Yeah.
Like not unexpected at all.
And it shows the right site, being able to clear one immediately with those Outlaw trades. Holy moly. Just getting themselves to safety. And we thought picking up the orb was going to be the round. Man, they went around the world and made it work. All right. Coming into round 3, that is a very big paranoia or smoke push. Everything on this A side here from Ghost, and Vanitas says not an outlaw, but a marshal. And Corrupt says this is a vandal. Oh my gosh.
We said it. They're going to thrive in the lurk position. And when it's your solo player A, you've gotten 4, you're surrounded in a graveyard. Of course you're going to take the spike there, especially when Vice is your last player standing. Your traditional seaside anchor. And now, I mean, point is the question of where's Ariel coming from? Last place you expect is behind you with this style of composition. Nothing to hold the flank, actually.
Gun here.
Little weapon collected. Oh, the hard soul read from Nora.
Oh, they found. Corrupt's like, oh, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Gamble.
Oh, and a headshot already from Corrupt, too. The Viper's bite kill. Oh, on the ace with the abilities. They don't kill, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they do. Nice kill. Nice ace. Coming through on that one. Corrupt absolutely farming on the eco round. And that's going to feel good. Hey, it doesn't matter what or when the kills are. That is just momentum building for any player.
Yeah, I feel like we're having a Swiss stage ace drought, and this day is delivered, right? Bob earlier.
Yeah, Bob
now
earlier,
this for Corrupt. The VCL players come into play and game changers, to say the least. And nicely done. It's beautiful when you can have your plan door option be that strong-handed, right? And it looks like Ghost is trying to make some reparations, you know, being like, hey, can't get away with that again. Reliable deposit. A is closed for business.
Seen C.
Yeah. Probably for good reason. The Vice util here. Ariel.
Another one.
Whoa.
Oh, they're going to give themselves entry on that. Nightfall's there to get behind it when they do. Oh, no, Nightfall's used, actually, from the side there. Didn't hear it go out as we were watching all that util from the back of Ariel's site. And now the entry is to walk through the pit, but the pit is a choke point, and it's already losing YFP members.
In the pit, now it's just kind of question marks. It's like, did they sneak in? Are they like about to pop out a waterfall backside? They have no information about what lies in this other world, and Bunny B has had enough. Takes a dive, swims through the gases to try and at least get some close angle confirmation. And it's still keeping 3 players here. And I love this power move. Drop the pit, still go for the seaside lurk while your team's rotating A. It feels a little early because the players weren't deep off the toxic screen. And again, it's going to fall towards, yes, this is the light side of the map, but Elia has an operator. Wait, I lied. Vanita sounds like Guardian.
Oh, yeah. There is someone in the house, says Ariel. The call is coming from inside the house. 13 seconds left. The play is obviously not going to be towards the C site, but they're still trying to get it to be fake, B plant, and no one's close right now. Vanitas is actually going to make it work from the A side. They drop one with Melia's up.
Oh, they only saw one. They didn't see Scary Shark either. Other side. And, shorty! There's no way they pull this out. Oh, they're lining up. Melia is hopping to 4K. They're out of bullets. In both weapons, they go for the recovery of the Vandal, but it falls short. And Ariel,
oh my God.
Ariel, going for the defuse. The tie is 2-2.
These rounds are insane. Towards the end here, the amount of shots people are getting off, the realization of what will make the play work, and it's the dash for another weapon within arm's reach of your opponent, just because that's the situation. Like that, everybody's trying to make the right call, and their opponent's making the right call too, giving us some amazing action here to start off on to Lotus.
And keeping things close. It was close for a second. Oh, and then stark pull ahead in that second half over on Sunset. So, what kind of eggs will they hatch? And it does feel like this map, right? YFP, again, it's the comfort showing. The experience is showing. They're a little bit more confident, a little bit more fleshed out. But what stands out to me is Ghost. As soon as a mistake's made, as soon as YFP, you know, finds a groundbreaking mistake or an ace, right, from Corrupt, Ghost has found a way to remedy it, to patch it up. Like, look at this. Bunny B with a judge. Oh. That's bold.
Drive-by. Somehow Corrupt is in the back, always getting these. Aim is on point for the IGL today. Little zappy zap through the door. Maybe another look. Oh, they do tempt it. They do trade it. Misu comes up on Vanitas after, so the operator's down whether they want to pick it back up or not. It'd be tough for the retake. And this is a delay of plant, and they're already moving into positions, Obi.
Yeah, I like this, though. It feels like YFP's enemy has been the clock, so just challenge the A fight, win the A fight, get out really, really quick. Get past, as you mentioned, that delayed utility. I mean, you even challenge forward so you don't get your primaries ripped away, at least for a few players. Misu gonna have to come huge here because the Crossfire is only class 6. It's fragile. Until Corrupt's weapon has come back online. Might just be a little too late, though, or is it? What? My Phantom doesn't do that!
Corrupt, what is this? Like, honestly, what is this? At any time Corrupt has been called upon, we're just seeing this absolute laser aim. 9-3-1 has help from Panini coming through tree, so you think the comms are like, oh, I'm here, we can swing together, and Corrupt just walks out of the smoke and domes too. You're like, oh, okay, never mind.
Worried about timing,
that's
yeah.
fine.
There's no way they should have gotten the second there, and there's no question in my mind that this timeout's partially just to take a breather, because at a high-level play, like you mentioned, they were at the A side proper timing, they had the delay utility, they were in place. It really was just gunfights that went south. The heroics of Corrupt shining through right now, and sometimes it's all you gotta do is breathe and be like, okay, guys, if they're stepping on the gas, maybe we do too. Maybe we need to find a better way to fight forward. Because they tried, you know, we talked about that adjustment before. They've posted Vanitas up on Rebel. They've had Bunny be posted with the Judge. One worked, one didn't. And maybe you flip the map, put your Vice on A, go strong side mound.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. We haven't really seen Ghost do anything that is a push towards YFP. Like if you think of what G2 does, they'll always send Valen and Jog to go out there and open the B door outside near Mound, and then they run back in and hide, or they guard Mound. Like doing just something, right? Pushing out of B a little bit and getting the early info, getting the fight. And it actually looks like they might do this. Push out a little bit toward Mound, like you said, and start to get that aggression. So great calls, OB. It looks like they do want to get aggressive, but the ship's in the night here as the early round for YFP is at A.
Oh, are they going to
rolling
Rolling Thunder spawn? Imagine. I was wondering if this is why they also went C, because if they're going A, you know, they're going to have to get out of the way of Nora or Scary Shark's ult as well. But Vanitas goes back in for seconds. Corrupt good for the punish, so keep things afloat for YFP for the time being. They still have deep deposits, so they know it's not going to be a C refight just yet. So now you can have, yep, Bunny B strengthen the side hold for Aerial. All of this, though, right? It's still an eco round, right? So you really do hinge on Vanitas and that overdrive to find more. Silver lining here, you scare YFP enough to get the Rolling Thunder out on an eco round. And you've kind of concealed the whereabouts of Bunny B for the time being. But it's effective. The clearance. Taurus looking to find one here, but 2v3. Wait, Miara, they found a weapon in spawn. It's winnable.
They're looking at it. They're like, yeah. I think it's coming from heaven, but this is actually going to come from the bottom side of the site. Only the eyeballs of Scary Shark matter right now, as that's going to be the first contact to this play. Oh, a good call for the fault line, and it's going to be perfect to displace the members of Ghost and get the kills they need. YFP slides right through another round. 4-2 now, as they have Pearl in their eyes.
Yep. Hyla closes the round. They're good to go. 4-2 here. I never trust in a first half when you're on the attack, right? For Lotus. So, unless maybe it's like a 10-11-1, then you're like, okay. But YFP 4-2, this is still super winnable. Because again, that was an eco round, and it came pretty close, right? Out of Ghost following the timeout. They did use the overdrive, but they still have Armageddon. They're still one off from Bunny B's Rolling Thunder. So, still a really strong chance that that lasting impact of the timeout will be shown here. They do keep that change, right? They keep the Vice on A. They keep the strong side mound. A lot of fake utility here. We've seen YFP do this time and time again now.
And nobody, we're not getting the mid play again. We talked about it last map, Obi. Nobody wants to go mid.
No lurks.
We do have Panini looking though. Mid is getting some attention, so don't feel bad for it. It's very far back here for Ghost. We're at a minute in the round, so you're going to get in the kind of anchor positions for that B site. And it looks like a bit of an escape route here for Aerial with the way that's played over there. But yeah, this C aggression, they need to either start pushing up and activate, or
rotating.
Corrupt's going to do that. Okay, that works too.
I like this. Leave Bunny B to clean up Corrupt, the loose end. Let Guitars rotate over to help your A players. And there you go.
There it is.
They don't expect Panini, though, I don't think. Just go about it. Leave Panini alone, please. You know Spike's probably going A at this point. With 40 seconds left, the spike, or the orb, sorry, pinged out. Still haven't gotten his Vice util, so Nightfall hopefully is a key to unlocking that control.
Oh, I like that.
Well,
Second thought there. Ariel didn't want to hide in the back because they were pinged. I think it might be able to work for him. Oh, this is going to be a lurk. Actually, Bunny B should be able to grab one. Panini just on the right side decides not to go. Oh my gosh, the timing, the plays, the looks towards spawn. It's almost going to be 2 from Yara, but it is Malia to get that. And yeah, Panini very low. Here's the from the shadows you were talking about. Oh, just at the edge there is going to get pushed back. And still no kill. They've left the moment. Scary Shark gets one. Another one from Ariel. 1v1. We're under the sea for this one, Zobi. Oh, Ariel gets it, the 3K. Beautifully done on the Scary Shark. And that is going to be Ghost now. Starting to close the gap again from their side.
She's gotten her voice back in the server. The 3K singing here to get that third round for Ghost Gaming. I mean, there was questionable upon questionable plays, right? Like, not clearing rubble, so Bunny B gets to play from main, but then that's a good position. But then they're out in the open, Rolling Thunder invested to find nothing. Like, the forward to top mid challenge, Yara somehow still gets 1.5 for her efforts, right? Like, it was a scrappy round to say the least, and the fact that Ghost Gaming is able to tackle those chaotic moments is why right now, to be honest, they're up 1-0, and why they're starting to close this gap now here after that timeout change of, yeah, Vice still on A, still strong side C. Waiting for YFP to figure it out, because they sure haven't yet.
Damn, Panini shot huge after Vanitas trade there, or shot to a trade, I should say. And you still want to push? Katara still wants to push? This is absurd, and it's going to be 2. Possibly a third back into the smoke is going to actually have the back of Panini, but no, Panini knows. An Omen knows an Omen.
Wow. The deep smoke works out, played around beautifully there by Kataris. Nice parting gift to set Ghost up for success. The 3v2 left players here. You got the track entrance. Woo! You know, Cruft is on site. And you have to play your life, even if the pit's up. Wait for Ariel, please. Oh,
the timing, the check, the knowledge. What are these games? The individual plays have been absurd.
They use the pit against Corrupt. They hide in their own world and pop out when you least expect it.
They Yara, hit too.
Yeah, they're flying under the radar right now. The impact that they're having in these rounds, so profound. And 4-4, tying things up here. You're like, oh, we're seeing Pearl off in the distance. Not yet. Right,
yeah.
YFP, you need it. And on Lotus, you want like 8, 7, 9. If this is like a close 6-6, I don't know if you're happy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. They need to be exploding onto the site a little bit more. We still haven't really seen C work out for them. You called Ghost needing to push Mound, and they actually absolutely are now taking that Mound control. It's working very well. Even just one portion of the map, we kind of saw it be the Haven answer too. These 3-site maps, you want to be able to just close it off the 2. First B strat gets absolutely snuffed to start, but the lurk is not. Corrupt still getting some good info over here.
That was through revolving door that Vanitas found that kill. So again, the Mound control having impact in more ways than anticipated. Now the player's forced again, with a minute-ish to go, to fight into Ariel, who has been having a really good time. Even when they lose the fight there, the information's good. Razor finds delay, chips some damage off. You saw 3 and tree.
Looking to waste a little bit here. I like they draw out the fault line, but they don't know about Vanitas here in the back. Slowly pushing around. Oh, the distraction drawing from the front, but can it count from the back? Yeah, somehow they're just rotating out of range. Oh, but both shots are going to be good. The quick scope for the second one here. And now it's a stairs fight from Corrupt. The lurk. Can it be good here? And can it capitalize? When won't it from Corrupt? Another one pulled in for YFP by the lurk.
Wow, that's like you light a firework and are like waiting, and it like explodes later than anticipated, and it's just like a dud. Like we were waiting for Vanitas to have this pop-off explosive moment, and even 2 players died for it. And like, yes, they found the kills, but I don't think it was worth losing 2 lives, losing that deep-rooted A control when there was 30 seconds to go. Right? Like they would have had the timing, they would have had the trigger discipline regardless. There was no indications of a player behind. Maybe throw 1 away. Yeah, that's fine. The second, that's where things went askew, and now YFP have the lead. They've come set to buy. and maybe even the balance of this map.
Okay.
Look at this. The bloodbath.
Panini taking one out there before getting toasted, and now Corrupt pulls up more kills. Almost dropping a 20 bomb. Everybody else has like 8 or 9 kills or something like that. Corrupt is just on a different one in the lurk position this game to help YFP pull so many rounds back. And they just go on a search mission as blood is in the water. Sheriffs, they get kind of Corrupt again. Yep. Just so many kills. You're going to have a Viper's Pit again. Just a few rounds.
Oh, the round's not over just yet. Qatar's 1v3. Being given 1v1 after 1v1. Corrupt,
Crispy.
obviously the clutch factor. Heard over towards Root. Still question marks where maybe that fault line truly came from, but Qatar seems to know better off the reload that they're deep in spawn, so I would have maybe tried to call the bluff, try to go for half here with the dark cover covering main, but time ticking away, no hope, just looking for extra kills. Just like that, YFP will reach that 6 that we said was going to be a must for this attack half of Lotus.
Yeah, and they're doing it really clean now, figuring out that they take a little time on these rounds, and it does get Ghost kind of jumbled up. They're in rotation, they're getting taken down, and we are not seeing them be able to bring the full force to these retakes on the sites, and it's kind of punishing them. Great job. Corrupt 18-6-1 now, just above the rest of the server, flying. It's been kind of crazy
Really
to see
doubled
how
it.
good.
It was 9-3 last time we checked. Quick cast him out.
Crazy.
But look at this. I was wondering if we were going to see an adaptation to the mound aggression. You know, maybe like send a Paranoia, Fault Line combo, Pillar instead.
Yeah.
But nope, just going back to the standard. A little bit different this time is the Judge deep developed, a little high-low. Maybe they didn't like that Vanitas was getting one and then traded out immediately by players like Panini. There it is. Trap sprung. They overwhelm Panini.
Wow. And look at all the defense they have here. Aerial can stall forever and just say, hey, I'll just wait for the team. Shear's going to go up. Vines go down. The Arc Rose is in tree to slow that too. And now Corrupt says, okay, we have to break this wall before we can pass. So they both pass, but are now separated from the team.
Still Garden. Off additional contact, gonna be procced. Melia tries to get ahead of it. Doesn't matter if you don't have a primary, you've got an overdrive. You got a finger blaster, but when you're stunned out, doesn't really matter. Doesn't seem to in the eyes of Ariel, and now the rest of the team is by her side. You're surrounded, you're overwhelmed, and you are gutted. Ghost not done just yet with this half. Vying for that tied 6-6. One more round to go, and I'm gonna say I don't think this is gonna be the best buy either to cap off the half for YFP.
No, there's been a lot of casualties throughout the wins that they have been getting, or you see the map going back and forth a few rounds here, there to reset the money, but also build up a little bit of that lost cash, so it becomes hard to actually establish something. So yeah, we're back down in the pocket lint for this round, in the final one for the first half here on Lotus. Well, let's see what they can do, though. YFP's had some. I like the way that they're stretching these rounds out and being able to figure out where the soft side is. And they're actually attacking that super well, I think, against Ghost at this point. It looks like it might be to finally take that C space, though. Oh.
And the irony is when they finally decide to fight C-Mount, it's no longer the strong point for Ghost, right? They rely back on the Vice. And Vice Aerial still backside gets the trade off to Bunny B. But damage might be too late. I was going to say they got the Viper's Pit up, but Aerial spikes outside of the pit. And they're going to take this deep space. They're going to buy time now for Vanitas to instead challenge for her. Oh, Malia, you can't waste shots like that.
Oh, one more. Corrupt with the stinger, though.
Oh.
In, out. Takes the waterfall run.
Where are you going?
Gotta break some distance. Oh! Actually hit a headshot, I think, with the classic there, too. That's gonna be 6-6 for the first half as Ghost kind of figure out what's going on. 2 rounds, 2 rounds, 2 rounds. It makes it very tough to get anything going there, obviously. But both teams do muster up 6-6. And with how aggressive Ghost is, we'll see if that's enough for YFP's attack side.
Yeah, I mean, considering the way they lost the second round of the half, I think ending a 6-6 after you have to, again, rebuild the economy that just got absolutely brutalized, I think this is a very welcome reward for that adaptation again. They finally switch things up, get aggressive C, just gives them a lot more control, a lot more bearing to, you know, play off of. But switching sides here, again, the composition's fairly similar. I think, again, maybe Ghost Gaming has the slightest edge here, you know, in terms of, again, the tail and the breach, but see if that's correct for now. Is trying to flush out these players, but Panini, Corrupt, Crossfire, not broken by the relay bolt just yet.
Wait, they hardly checked it. They're like, oh, the util's good enough, but no, it's Corrupt with 2 more kills in just a pistol round. This is kind of blowing my mind right now, how many frags. We got to see the stats after, because Corrupt is doing so much here. It's 3v4 now because of those 2 kills for the 1, and it is a stalled out Ghost. They don't have that pressure over towards the A side, don't have the info because they have not pushed. That's Malia, and this is a really nice hold so far. So the push and the pull drone goes out, Zobi, but it's going to take a lot to get back into the site for these 3.
This is nice. We talked about identifying the weak site. Melia alone here. See Misu maybe toying with the idea of getting back over to support, or maybe go for the early pinch play as well. Melia will face the Archros temporarily. Fragments the players off the relay bolt to take the 1, but ever commitment waiting for Mitsu, and it's a good result.
Oh, wait, the counter. You actually, I feel like there was a chat there between them, because when you saw Melia just move to that position, they looked at Baby Door like, I'm going to need you, Baby Door. You like heard it. It was just in the brain, in the eye, just a look. You didn't have to say anything. And there it came in from Misu. It was a great call. Really nicely done to organize on that. They get some weapons in their favor. And now the pistol round for YFP means they can relax, but not get too lazy. This one has to bring them over to Pearl if they can stretch this half now in their favor from the defensive side.
Oh, it'd be divine retribution if they can also win their second round thrifty, right? After getting bodied last one. And those salvos are a great way to start it. Soften the battlefield. Tee up C-site for a garden to grow, but like there's an invasive parasite. Melia, the Outlaw, strikes back through right before the poison orb is popped in. And it's rebound, readjust, collect, and every eco drawn to the B site.
Yeah, Vandal for Corrupt. They're trying to keep it protected over at C here. It's going to mean that B is quite open with just Misu on the site, trying to call some shots with the Stinger. Yeah, they do not have to worry about too much. Still got that haunt, still got the Prowler to get back in too, so it looks good for the side of YFP. So does that.
It was clean at first. There's 3, almost 4 players there. And they double back, and as a result, get fragmented, diced up in the process until just Vanitas remains. 1v3, GC Sheriff to take you far, not all the way. YFP, keep it pretty fairly clean. 4 players strong on the second round buy-up to get to 8.
Looking good from their side. I like the way they're keeping themselves alive, too. They had no reason to kind of push out and follow any of those fights that happen. It's like Ghost, one of the easiest things on the defensive side, I wouldn't say easiest, but one of the things you can rest on is the attackers have to come to you. So if things aren't working and you really need to figure it out and it's not an aggressive comp you're playing against, you can play that. Like, make them find us, make them use all the util when they come into sight so our retake is better. And it kind of seems like YFP's playing a little at a hide-and-seek game right now. They may change it up here soon, though, as they definitely switch up the 3-2 now.
Ooh.
Nobody at A.
This feels like it's just a bonus strat. It's not going to be the norm.
Yeah, they're anti-aim for sure.
Yeah, and as soon as they recognize, okay, we got the gamble wrong, they're headed towards A. No trap play over towards Mound. All the players, right? Your big key players, at least, going to go for this flank play. Overwhelm the sheer wall, you know, force the players to fragment here a little bit so you can get some ones and numbers. And it looks like, you know, Ghost is just saying, fine, we'll hold our site. We'll hunker down. You can have all this mound space for free. We'll beat you when it matters at the choke points.
Nobody went tree. This is interesting. Are they going to start going tree? No, they're all just back site. Corrupt. That Vandal comes up big for them now in another round. They're just trying to get themselves in. Search in. Where do they use the util as Ghost quickly comes up with 2. It's traded right back from YFP. And they start to sink this site for Ghost side.
Oh, Panini found a weapon upgrade in the process, and while it is close, YFP.X gonna deny the buy-up, win their bonus and a 9th, and this is where I'll finally say it, Riv, as well. Pearl may be coming into the headlights.
Yeah, it's off in the distance. I can definitely see it. The defensive play here of YFP seems that it's quickly figured it out here as they switch halves. 2 diffuses coming up big. But that also means Ghost is getting a little bit of cash, so they're going to try to do a little bit of a stinger trickery here. See if they can close this distance, because everything before they get to that Viper wall is going to be scary stuff for them to even take the fight or show that they do have these stingers. So maybe we just go all out towards A here. Go.
Yeah, I mean, we did see in the first half they kind of lost their destination in mind, timeout right and things. So I'm hoping to see that here. But for now, they had a distinct plan in mind, right? Like you mentioned, stingers, one way into the A site. How are they going to prepare this, though? How quick, how distinctive a retake it was with worse weaponry on the side of YFP. The difference this time all coming from CT, right? Not crunched. And like you mentioned, the Nightfall, too.
There's one. Follow the marks.
Sorry, bad timing.
Just close. You saw the dings come through, but it's going to be too quick. Once, okay, they're getting a little spicy now. Pulling out the butter knife again, trying to smear the opponents out, and that's going to be another round for YFP with a very fast retake, and they knew it was a low buy, so they can't respect those.
I mean, whether they're on a low buy or whether the opponent's on a low buy, it doesn't matter. These retakes are so clean for YFP as they get to double digits here. And I think that's my problem right now, is I kind of had this, like, doubt in the back of my mind after we saw that Sunset attack half, where, again, it was very, like, one-track mind, right? Execs on the site, no lurk players, right? No decisiveness. And it feels like that's exactly what's happening here on Lotus. And this is a map where you get punished for, right? You don't, like... And it feels like YFP's playing a lot more complex of a game, right? Spread out, you know, multiple avenues. Like, it just doesn't feel like we're getting that out of Ghost right now.
Yeah.
It's very, okay, show presence, exec onto that site.
Prowler up. YFP says, give us this space. Yeah, absolutely. Even with the weapons this round. Overdrive actually gets separated with the shear. They try to get the haunt over, but it's not going to prove too useful with that wall up. Oh my gosh, breaking the crosshairs as Vanitas left and right. Dipping, dodging, and dashing on the neon. And still right into spawn. But little do they know, it is going to be the double flank.
Oh.
Now they know.
Yeah, bunny. Well, at least one, not quite sure about the second, but I mean, with how much deep space and clearance Vanitas has gotten, I think they're pretty certain that's going to be both. And it felt like YFP maybe got ahead of themselves, maybe underestimated Ghost just a touch in that round. Really, again, wasn't, I would say, like a big decision out of Ghost. It was more the reactivity that kind of saved them that round. Yeah. Beautiful play from Ariel off this, you know, the sheer wall. And now Vanitas, as I said it, they went through all the way into Link, all the way to Waterfall. No.
6 bullets.
No.
Is the defuse over on left wall? It is spammable here. Heretics plant. They can get it from the outside. Bunny B's got it easily there. And Ghost say, hold on a minute. We're still in this one.
But it shouldn't have been that close. It should have been 4 players strong surviving, right? The economy is still weak here for Ghost, right? After 4 rounds lost to YFP.X. The fact that Misu finds that many players is insane. And it's going to keep things in check for the time being. Ghost. Some light shields, right? A regen shield. It's difficult. Unfortunately, they maybe have some big ults in the making to charge things up, but still, it's a similar approach. They thought they won C, run it back C.
Just outside the smoke. Attempting, peek it. Just make a noise so I can jump in with a judge. See how hungry Ghost is here to start off the round with that first blood.
They see it? I can't tell.
That's a hairdo. That is indeed. Oh, he's still trying. Misu, so sneaky, trying to get a shot through the box in there. And maybe our first B hit here through the front side of the site. They won't actually see too much retaliation at this point.
Yeah, I mean, that play, it's like you're depositing a player dangerously there and leaving them be. So I like the drone reclear. If they don't follow through on B here, even if they take the revolving door off of a punishment that Vanitas might find. A lot of options, and it seems like it is the latter, right? Go back to C. Yeah. And Corrupt was jiggly single for the longest time, toying with the snake bite. That's dissipated.
Oh my, Bunny B with the drive-by there. I think you saw him holding out in the front, trying to get the audio about this the whole time. And YFP actually get 3 immediately. Wait, they turn this around. The 2v3 now is Ghost trying to get back in.
Yara, almost the best the Armageddon too. Now it's difficult to even get the plant secured. Now you know Melody has an op as well, so that's a fear in the back of your mind. Footstep made. YFP hold their cool.
All missiles away.
10 seconds left.
Oh.
You're saving.
Going to save. It's 250, 100, 650 credits. They do not have enough here. They're going to watch this round go the way of YFP to see if they can get a full buy, or at least a hero, not a full buy, but a hero buy here to keep them off the round 12 game point. As the operator is still alive. You hear it ringing out during the round, but if they didn't before, Ghost heard those multiple shots towards the end of the round as well. So they know this is going to be tough. The A strat got Ghost very close last time, so maybe they run that with a bit of a fake. The wall comes up and get fast lane and get a little closer here, and they will call a timeout, actually.
I think this is well placed. Unlike kind of how YFP tried to stage their comeback, right? If you lost a round, you kind of were going to be broke for that last round of the of the half. And now here, right, it is they're broke now. They'll have a bye if they save. But you need 4 rounds to tie, 5 if YFP get this to get to overtime.
Yeah.
And I did say I was waiting for this timeout because they made that stark adjustment in the first half, completely mirroring everything, and it suddenly fixed everything. Well, how do you do that on the attack?
Yeah, it becomes tough. Especially since YFP is not giving you anything.
Yeah.
They're playing very far back.
Yeah, they went from, like, again, it goes to being so proactive on their defense to now YFP saying so reactive. And there's now an operator, in the mix, hiding on who knows what angle.
Exactly.
You know that you can break through C, but it's just, again, these retakes are so streamlined for YFP, you need that disruption factor. And right now, it does feel like a part of it isn't the macro, it's the micro. Just not many trades, individual players losing gunfights. So if you're losing gunfights, pull out the laser beam. And again, they get A site usually for free, but this is a fake this time around. Oh, they don't punish Corrupt! Oh. Are they gonna get C for free as a result?
They need a way to get close again. They have no weapons, so that distraction towards A, the same strat they ran before, might give them that, but they second guess it just for a moment, and they don't believe that it worked. Little do they know, they have absolutely pulled YFP all over the place. Here they go. They know they're going to reap the rewards now and set themselves up.
Oh, but the presence of the breach A kind of solidified, convinced them that this was an A exit, and then making footsteps on the C has given now time for YFP actually to get back, to set up for the reflood, but looks like they have a disruption plan. They have other ideas in mind. Steel Garden, the trade with the pit. Oh, it's gonna be messy.
Oh, a Nightfall just to take C control in a 1v1 from Misu. They know they want to close this one out. Very, very hungry. Aerial super low, goes down to Panini, and now it's just Guitarist here trying to hide in the lower part. Wet socks already, and going down to boot. Not a good day there as Ghost continue to fall further and further from the scoreline of YFP, who are now on game point.
Got scared there for a sec.
Little slip.
Yeah, some more management, getting that Nightfall maybe up if there is a comeback attempt from Ghost staged now for what would have to be overtime. 5 rounds in a row, we talked about it. It wasn't a buy-up then, so it's a buy-up now. You use the Steel Garden, hope to win out that round. Doesn't connect, but you still have that Armageddon and Miara's been sitting on for a minute. And again, they're taking it C. And they get C, again, easily. But what is the forward challenge going to look like? I see the ping's waterfall, so maybe we'll get like a diagonal Armageddon to set up, Vanitas. But I feel like it's been so 50-50 if Vanitas can get that high octane impact.
We're going to fight it. No.
Wanted to.
Back up. Ooh, little tag there. All right.
Please clear.
Wait. Quick clear in. Relay Bolt gets a hit there along with the fault line. So they go double stun, forcing out Corrupt. Ghost in a very much needed round here. Have the first blood. But Head and YFP get the 4v5 conversion.
Give me the Armageddon. You know this team is good at retakes. You need something to disrupt. Or the alternative, have Miara play so far away that there's no way anybody will find her. Seems to be the latter option right now. Vanitas playing heavy contact. No, it is. There it is. Buy down the timer.
Yeah, big separation there. And it's going to be a push right away. Oh, Vanitas got hit, but it's still going to be one judge. They get hit from waterfalls. It's going to be attack on 2 fronts. 4 outside sight with the orb going up here. And they have a little bit of that shot. Tejo, Salvos come out first, and now it's the firefight.
Oh. Start cover in, Corrupt going for the ninja defuse. There's no way it ends like this, is what Katara says. Or do they? It's half with the spray down from Mound, connects Bunny B wall bangs to keep Ghost Gaming in this. And they watch as their teammate will fall to the dust.
Okay, so they actually keep quite a few guns there. They still have to buy on a couple, so not too bad for Ghost here. Now, this will start to drain the economy of YFP, but again, the pressure's on Ghost. Also on YFP to close this. They went kind of hard in the last few rounds. Let's see if they get back out there. The operator looks like it will be peeking Mound again. And they'll take a main control, too, at Rubble.
Ooh.
See if Ghost is ready.
It is dawning on me. We just flipped the script, right? It was a comeback attempt for YFP. Now it's the same for Ghost.
Yeah.
Malia caught out. Salvos, relay bolt, a judge in your face. Corrupt trying to hold on to the side control. Beautiful chaos management. How are you still alive? And it doesn't. I mean, you're not anymore. Kataris. Okay.
That was crazy. Katara's just coming in from the shadows up now if they need to get back out. We saw Panini trying to get in, but it was all just cleaned up. And now, Ghost just turned up another level for these past few rounds. And you see YFP, yeah, backing right up here.
He's looking for damage, right? You know, again, thanks. Look at Ariel. Look at Katara's 300. Yara 600.
Could be an ult soon.
Yeah, that too.
I'll find you.
But Scary Shark has the Rolling Thunder, has weapon, has the full shield. Not a sacrifice you want to make. And Misa's had heroic plays. Remember that, like, the one round that they were about to lose? That should have been 4 players surviving? That's what Misa's known for.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, not this time, though. Guitarist, this is the guitar show.
It's like, of course they peek me when my utility's out.
Every time.
Every time. All right, saved. Like you mentioned, the Rolling Thunder's there for Scary Shark. 2 away now for Misu as they were looking for a bit of orb there on either kill or death. And now it's going to be quite a few pips for everybody on the side of Ghost. So this could be a point where we see YFP go for the throat and try to really tackle down on that Armageddon and get Misu something here if they can get control of a side, like a main area.
Oh, for sure. And that's my concern now for Ghost, is the fact that it was always, okay, Rolling Thunder, it was Armageddon, it was the Steel Garden that allowed them to fight forward to disrupt these streamlined retakes that we've seen from YFP. Like, they're not touching A anymore. That's how traumatized they are. And that's what scares me, is they've run out of those options. They've reached the bottom of the barrel while YFP started to reach that high, and that's to me their final obstacle before OT.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to try to go for C again, and there is actually nothing else on the map that they're going for. It could be a door open, but it would still be very tricky if they tried it. And right fast lane into the site goes Vanitas.
That was so early that it really didn't scare these players off the site, right? And they cut noise. Get ready for the recharge, the reflash. They're trying to set Vanitas up for success because they know the reflow potential for YFP, but forgetting the objective. You're tunnel visioned in. No plant, no sight, and now YFP. Do they leave? Oh my gosh.
This noise cut is actually trolling YFP pretty hard. They already have the sense. There's 4 there, so they're not leaving. But just taking a moment here to see if they can separate themselves a little bit. Oh, their jig is up.
Yeah, I know at least 1 player is here, and looking at the ones remaining, I don't know if any of them would be lurk candidates. Finally, Spike Tap comes through. That's when you expect everybody to start coming through, but that's why the fault line, that's why the salvos come out.
30 seconds left.
Dilden plant.
30 seconds left. They're going to go for the full fight here. Ghost actually get a few kills. 3v3 now on the map as they try to enter back into C. That's going to be kills in favor of both. Oh, Bunny B's going off right now. A third one. Can Scary Shark end the map right here? 1 kill onto Miara. That's going to be it. Scary Shark comes up with a 3K of their own. The Red Bull clutch and Pearl on the horizon.